Someone you love is coming over. You knew this 3 days ago, and yet, somehow, you've been dreading it since the moment they said yes. Not because you don't love them, not because something is wrong with you, but because your home is the only place in the world where your brain finally stops performing. And the moment someone enters that space, it starts again. Picture this, it's a Tuesday evening. You're finally home after a full day. Shoes off at the door, music low, nobody asking you anything. For the first time all day, your shoulders drop. Your face stops being a face you chose this morning. You're just you, then your phone lights up. Hey, I was thinking of swinging by later. That okay? And something happens inside you that you can't quite explain. Because you like this person. You were happy 10 seconds ago just thinking about them. But now, you're already looking at the dishes in the sink, the clothes on the chair, the version of yourself you'll have to be for the next 2 hours. Maybe you know exactly what that feeling is. Or maybe you've always assumed something was wrong with you for having it. There isn't. Stay with me. Because by the end of this, you'll understand something about yourself that most people spend years getting wrong. Here's something psychologists have noticed for a long time. Outside your home, you are always performing, not lying, not pretending, just managing. You adjust your tone at work. You laugh at the right moments around friends. You choose how you sit, how you react, how much of yourself you let out. It's not fake, it's just social. Every human does it all day without even noticing. But at home, you sit however feels right. You go quiet without owing anyone an explanation. You walk to the fridge at midnight looking completely unraveled, and nobody cares. Your nervous system finally exhales. That's not laziness, that's not antisocial behavior. That's your brain doing exactly what it needs to do to recover. So when someone enters that space, even someone you love, the recovery stops. And here's what most people completely miss. The problem isn't the guest, the problem is what their presence costs you. Think about the last time you had people over. Even if nothing went wrong, you were never fully off. Part of your brain was always somewhere in the background, tracking. Have I been in my room too long? Should I go back out there? Are they comfortable? Are they bored? Do I seem distant? That low-level monitoring never stops, and it costs energy in a way that's almost impossible to explain to someone who doesn't feel it. Because it doesn't feel like stress, it feels like effort. A constant, quiet effort to be present for someone else in the one place where you normally don't have to be present for anyone. And the strange thing is, you can be a genuinely warm person, the kind who checks on people, the kind who remembers things. You can care deeply about someone and still feel your energy draining the moment they sit down on your couch, because the issue was never about them. It was always about where they were sitting. And can you imagine the hardest version of this? It's not a difficult guest. It's not a bad visit. It's someone you deeply love. Your mother, your closest friend, someone who flew across the country just to see you. The first night is warm. You talk for hours. It feels good. And then slowly, almost invisibly, something starts shifting. Your routine disappears. You sleep at different hours. Even the small things, sitting in silence, moving through your kitchen freely, suddenly feel like they belong to someone else. You start doing this thing where you listen for sounds. Where are they in the apartment? Are they awake? Do they need something? You stop moving freely in your own home because now there's someone else's rhythm inside it. And then comes the guilt. Why am I getting irritated? I love this person. But here's what nobody tells you. Love and emotional exhaustion are not opposites. Your brain can be completely full of warmth for someone and still desperately need them to leave. Both things are true at the same time. And realizing that is not a character flaw. It's just honesty. Now, here's the part that changes everything. Because most people who hate having guests didn't grow up hating people. They grew up in homes where they never had a space that was fully theirs. Maybe it was a shared bedroom, cousins staying for weeks, adults walking into your room without knocking, like the concept of privacy simply didn't apply to you yet. Visitors would arrive and suddenly your bed belonged to someone else. You adjusted, you moved, you made room, and if you showed any discomfort about it, it's just for a few days. They're family. Why are you being difficult? So you learned to say nothing. You learned to smile and pass the bread and sit with people who made you feel invisible in your own home. You learned that making others comfortable was not optional, it was just expected. And slowly, without anyone intending it, your brain absorbed a quiet and very specific belief that your comfort was always smaller than someone else's convenience, that your space was available, that your privacy was negotiable, that you didn't quite have the right to need things the way others did. So later in life, when they finally get their own place, their own room, even just one corner that belongs to them completely, they don't protect it because they're cold. They protect it because it's the first place that ever felt like theirs. You've probably felt this. The door closes, the house goes quiet, and before you've even sat down, something in your body already changes. Your shoulders drop, your breathing slows. The silence doesn't feel awkward anymore. It feels like air. You don't have to arrange your face. You don't have to modulate your energy. You don't have to be anything for anyone. And for a few seconds, you just stand there, not doing anything, not going anywhere, just existing without being observed. That response is not imaginary. It's your nervous system coming out of a state of low-level alertness it was holding the entire time someone else was there. Not because the guest did anything wrong, not because you're damaged or antisocial, but because some people's brains are simply wired to experience solitude as recovery, not as loneliness. And the stronger that wiring, the more it costs to override it. So maybe the real question was never why some people hate having guests. The real question is, what does it mean when feeling unobserved has become rare? Because in a world where you are always connected, always visible, always one message away from someone needing something from you, needing a space that is entirely and unconditionally yours isn't a personality flaw. It's one of the most human things there is. And strangely, this is also why some people pull back the moment they stop feeling private around someone. It's not that they stopped caring, it's that the space between them disappeared, and they didn't know how to ask for it back. Because some people only fully relax when nobody is emotionally expecting anything from them at all. And it turns out, that same reason is exactly why some people prefer being alone at home entirely. Not because they're sad, not because they're hiding, but because the home, when it's quiet, becomes something very specific. That's where the next video starts. So after watching this, maybe it's worth asking yourself one thing. How long has it been since you had your space completely to yourself? And how did that feel? Leave a word in the comments. Just one. The one that stayed with you.